Landmines and jellyfish, welcome back to Knives, I guess, and you're here. I see my assassins have failed. But for the last week I've been carrying the Rocktol SK02 multi-tool. So you guys that have been here for a minute know that multi-tools are a new thing on the channel. I'm trying to branch out and get a little bit more stuff that I can take a look at for you guys. And right now I don't have Leatherman money, so we're looking for stuff on a budget that's still really high quality. So looking at the pictures and looking at everything I can see on the Amazon listing, this thing looked really good. So let's crack this thing open and get the boy out. And here's the boy right here. So let's take a slightly awkward, fumbly look at the tools real fast. And we've got our serrated edge right here. These things do line or lock open. Let's get the saw out. And the saw, I really wish the saw was a little bit easier to get out, but it is doable. The little dingus end right here goes really deep into here. And you got to really get in there and pry, like you really got to get in there and finagle a little bit to get that thing pulled out. We have got our plain edge knife right here and 7CR17, can't argue with that. We have got the file right here. We got a diamond plate side and we got a double cut side and a light use single cut right here. Very, very light use. This will probably clean something up real nice. And at some point, I do want to try to sharpen a knife on this thing because it looks like you can use this side to really rough the edge in, flip it over, smooth it out on this, and then finish it off on here on the light side and get a respectable working edge. You're probably not going to shave with it, but it'll probably bring something back into usable shape until you can get home, get it sharpened properly, and get back to work with it. That's the hope, and I'm going to experiment with that at some point here just to see what it do. And of course, we got the pliers right here. We have got our bit driver right here. And of course, one of the things that makes me happy is all these tools lock open. You got the Leatherman wave style lock. It locks it up so it's safe to use, and it doesn't like do the awkward thing with some multi-tools where it starts folding over because it's not happy with the fact that it's being used, which I absolutely love. And then, of course, we got our flat bit driver right here for light prying, too. We got our super fine flat tip right here, really pokey little dingus. We have got our can and bottle opener. And we have got a pair of scissors on this thing. So, you know, this has got basically all the accoutrement that I like to have on a multi-tool, especially for the kind of work I'm doing. Like, they do make them that you got fire starters and stuff like that, but I don't have any use for that day to day, so I'd rather have basically this setup on it. This gets me where I want to go just nicely, and there's not a bunch of extra loose crap to try to figure out what to do with. Whoa, look at that. Oh, I didn't know. They gave us a snack. Nice. But, you know, this has got what I need on it. It's got what I need. So everything about this felt really good in use. Just sitting there fidgeting with it, everything feels really solid, really high quality, really well built. This thing is quite nice. And I did use this thing to fix some stuff at work, and sadly, I am running out of small things to fix at work. This is the third multi-tool I've carried, so like I'm walking around, give me something to fix. Let me fix something. And I'm finding less and less small things that need to be fixed. Most of this was using the pliers and using the bit driver, and you know, that's like the most used things on a multi-tool that I carry by a long shot. You know, at older jobs that I've worked, like a long time ago, I wouldn't carry a knife on me, or I would be carrying a knife, but you know, the blade on the multi-tool would just be easier to use. So that would be, you know, pop this out, do my cutting with it, put it back. But for the most part, especially where I'm at now, the pliers got used to tighten some stuff up that really needed to be tightened, and it did well enough. You know, for the needle nose pliers, you know, it grips stuff well enough. The teeth are filed in pretty nicely. They got a nice texture on them. It did grab some stuff you're probably not supposed to grab with a needle nose pliers, but you use what you got. And then the bit driver right here, this thing did a good job. You know, of course, endemic to most multi-tools, when you're tightening stuff down, like having this side right here, you know, separate from this side, it lets you put a lot of pressure on there with your thumb while you're tightening stuff down. You do feel the frame flex quite a bit, but it's nothing damaging. Like, this thing is built solidly enough that, you know, it's not going to break on you. Now, the one thing that I did notice is the bit driver is a hair on the soft side. Let me see if I can get you guys a close-up of this. Come on, do my bidding. But this thing, the flathead is a little bent now. So the screws I was tightening down were a little bit too large for the Phillips head to take care of, so I had to go in with the flathead. And I reefed on her just a bit too hard. And the tip of this bent just a bit. I was able to bend it back by getting it locked in there and basically backing it off without moving the screw. And, you know, depending on your perspective, that's either a pro or a con. I'm not sure either way. So part of me is like, this is a con because it bent, but the other part of me is like, this is a pro. It didn't shear off like I've had other bits do, and I was able to spot what I was doing wrong and spot that I'd reefed down on it too hard and back it off a little bit before it sheared off. So it's kind of a 50-50 toss-up. It depends on what you prefer. For something like this that I'm going to carry, and this is the only bit that I'm going to have on me, I kind of prefer it bending a little bit, but that doesn't mean I can't tighten stuff down quite as hard as I'd like to with a screwdriver. So I think it's a pro. It edges out the harder bits just a little bit. So, you know, that was the only thing to really note with this thing. Other than that, everything is really solid. So if I remember, I will link off to this in the description. But I paid $29.99 for this thing. It was on sale. It's still on sale, but it's for $32.99. I do not think that is a price you can argue with for, you know, this solid of a build and this good of a multi-tool. Like, everything about this is put together really well. The quality is there. And I think full price is around 45 bucks, which, you know, on my budget, 45 bucks is kind of pushing it for buying something to carry for a week. But it's still not too bad. But if you're going to get one, now is probably the time, because again, $32.99, that's really good for something like this. It is really, really good. You know, I absolutely love this thing. It carried well, it worked well, it did all the things well. Like, there's nothing to complain about here at all. So, you know, I can't think of much else to add without holding y'all hostage. So, all that being said, thanks for looking at my crap. Subscribers, you guys are awesome. Y'all keep coming in. I appreciate you so, so much. If you haven't subscribed, please do. We have giveaways coming up. We have the live streams. We got regular videos. There's plenty of activities. Comments, I love some feedback. Let me know what you think about this thing or anything else. And all that being said, y'all have a nice day.